Block the gap by. How should I put it? You block the gap. Now, of course, again, this is a metaphor. So is it that, yeah, the metaphor is, okay, that's what it is. By being in any form of, by opening up to engagement, participation, interaction, relationship of any kind, that gap presents itself. Right. Someone can always throw a stone or wave a stick. But if a stone is thrown into that gap, that is the moment that that is the key moment where that is the key moment where you don't reinforce. You don't applaud. You don't smile. You don't reinforce the stone. You don't provide. You don't set a stage. You don't set a context. You don't set a pattern of that being okay. So the win of it's like there's the win of how do I put it? There's the win of separation and there's the win of unity. No, there's the win of there's the win of autonomy and there's the win of unity. And the loss of fragmentation. And when you notice that fragmentation, to go, all right, autonomy. If that unity yeah, yeah. So where does this leave us? Where does this leave us as we ripple back through as we ripple back through years and years and years and years? Where does this take us now in the present? Where does this lead us to? Where does this lead us to? I think it leads to metaphorically, don't reward any throwing of stones into the gap. The way in which you will never be able to seal that gap because that gap is a natural part of existence. that gap is natural. I think that's one of the things we've learned. It's not about eliminating that gap. It's not about eliminating that gap. It's kind of like with roulette. You can't eliminate 0 and double 0. They're always going to be there. They're always going to be there. But you can use a stopgap measure as you're going about your other things. If if you're betting on red and you're betting on black, if you've got $20 on red and $20 on black, you can also put $1 on. You can also put. You could also put $1 on 0 and $1 on double 0 to kind of protect yourself. So that's what this is. This is a form of protection. This is a form of this is a form of saying, hey, I'm aware. That's the key piece. I'm aware that there's a gap. I'm aware that a gap isn't bad. A gap is bad when I'm not aware. But through my awareness, a gap becomes a positive thing. Why is it a positive thing? Because that's a signal. When a stone is thrown, that's a communicative signal that it's time to shift gears. It's a communicative symbol that something is not working. And when you shift gears then, you essentially are establishing that the throwing of stones is not tolerated here. And more specifically, it's not rewarded here. It's not something that's going to happen here. Now, think of an example, right? Let's take two different classrooms, right? Let's take two different classrooms. In one classroom, there's a student who loves to stick gum under his desk. And it's just tolerated, and every day he sticks a new piece of gum under his desk. Day after day, week after week, month after month, gum just loaded up under this desk. Just totally gumming up this desk, right? Now take another classroom where there's a kid. And this kid puts gum under the desk, and the teacher notices, and the teacher says to the student, the next day when it's time for recess, hey, Jimmy, I'm going to need you to go sit in that chair and face the wall. Well, why do I have to go sit in that chair and face the wall? Well, because you put gum under your desk. So anyone who puts gum under their desk does not get to participate in recess. So whenever I find gum under the desk, you're going to be sitting in that chair in the corner. And whenever I don't find gum under that desk, you're going to be having fun and playing at recess. And so what this does is it reminds Jimmy, it reinforces, it teaches, it unrewards. It shows Jimmy that gum under desk equals no recess. Gum under desk equals boring time sitting in chair in corner doing nothing. And so so obviously in the metaphor, the desk is the gap and the gum is the stone. And we're saying, hey, I noticed one stone being thrown. I noticed one stone being thrown. So whoosh, recess is no longer an option. Oh, you threw a stone? Whoosh. In other words, I'm game to play. I'm here to play. There's room for play. But when I notice that first piece of gum being put under the desk, playtime is over. I don't laugh at the gum being put under the desk. I don't ignore the gum being put under the desk. I don't encourage more gum being put under the desk. I don't discuss the gum being put under the desk. I remember that gum and I remember that stone is a communicative tool, and I exit. I alchemize the energy. I don't stay in the energy. I don't leave the energy. I transmute the energy by shifting oases. I shift from that which could be an oasis, but all of a sudden, in that which could be oasis, there's a stone, there's gum. So I shift into another oasis. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah. It's there for a reason. And it's another win. It's another win. That 0 and that 00. Provide value, provide a service, they're there for a reason. And awareness completes the trifecta. Awareness completes the triad, the Trinity, that will allow for a cohesive, beautiful life to unfold.